Does anyone else think that these Reform UK conferences that they do every couple of weeks are really quite strange? They are alien to the way that we do politics in this United Kingdom. This is a very American way of doing things, a Americanized version of our politics that I'm not entirely comfortable with. But that aside, we had Ziauddin Yusuf on TV today outlining what he believes will stop the small boats crisis, which I want to get into. I don't think it will. And I say this as somebody that wants it stopped, and I want it stopped immediately. None of these dinghy divers should be in this United Kingdom, and they shouldn't be given indefinite leave to remain. They should be gone. It's not our problem. They've gone through the entire continent of Europe. They have asylum claims likely declined. So what are they doing coming here? Anyway, I digress. I'm going to bring up the article now. Reform UK says it will use the Royal Navy to intercept small boats crossing the English Channel and return them to France or Belgium. Under plans to be announced at the news conference, which we've just had today, the party says it would form the largest military operation in the Channel since World War II. So far, so good. It sounds nice. When this was put to the party that the UK could not return migrants without French agreement, the Home Affairs spokesperson Ziauddin Yusuf, who's likely going to be Home Secretary, claimed it would be possible. Prime Minister Andy Burnham has said that there is a he is relentless on tackling these small boat crossings and stressed that the UK needs to build a system that offers asylum seekers safe routes. No, we don't. We have no obligation to anybody in the world if it doesn't. If it doesn't positively impact the British taxpayer. What are we doing with our lives? Every penny piece needs to be accounted for. And I don't know about you, I'd rather redevelop our towns and cities all over Britain than spend a penny on this. Anyway, I'm going to continue. More than 2,000 migrants have arrived in the UK on small boats since Burnham became Prime Minister. 326 people crossed the English Channel on Saturday. The Home Office figures show that this year crossings are down 43% compared to the same period last year. Reform's plan, Operation Fortress, again, punchy title, has been endorsed by former senior members of the armed forces. Yusuf told Radio 4 Today programme, that was yesterday. It would see the Royal Navy vessels intercept small boats in the Channel as part of a humanitarian response. We're going to end that here, and I've got significant issues with the policy. I've got significant issues with what's actually been outlined in the press conference today, and I saw them in detail. The devil is in the detail. Yusuf says that we can just ship these individuals back to France or Belgium. This is the same French authorities that were shooting at our shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp in the Channel a few weeks ago. France aren't going to play nice. And then you need to look at the European Union. The European Union will likely sanction Britain and put a shit ton of tariffs on us if we do anything outside their pre-approved plan to flood Britain with third worlders as a punishment for Brexit. So there's two things to consider first off the bat. Then we need to turn to our Parliament and our Supreme Court, which was created in 2009. The Supreme Court ruled that the Rwanda plan under the previous Tory government was unlawful, and that was enough for the cowardly Tories to stop that plan and not a single plane left for Rwanda. What is to say that our Supreme Court, through a judicial review, wouldn't rule that this is also unlawful or illegal? What is Reform UK's plan? Are they going to legislate for this day one, whack it through the Commons immediately and change the law? Or are they just going to ignore the Supreme Court? Or are they going to abolish the Supreme Court outright? Either way, or any of these options, day one, we need to know what the detail is, what the actual plan is. All right? And then we look at the military and the use of the military. Remember all of our veterans, our brave soldiers that are currently being prosecuted by Lord Hermer and the lefty Labour government for what they deem unlawful or illegal actions during the Troubles. What protections are you going to give our military, His Majesty's Armed Forces? What assurances, what legislation are you going to put in place to make sure that a similar thing doesn't happen if they did actually do what Yusuf is proposing here? We need the detail on all of this. This is the thing with Reform UK conferences. They're flashy, they sound professional, they sound like they know what they're all about. But where's the actual working? Where's the actual plan? These are just my thoughts. What they're doing in these press conferences is given just enough detail to satisfy the grassroots potentially, but not enough detail so we can actually say that's a serious plan, it could actually work. This is the issue. By announcing all of this stuff right off the back and off the hoof as well, it gives your political opponents the opportunity to make sure it never happens. This is just my thoughts. Your mileage may vary. If you think I make some interesting points, make me aware. If you think I'm overstating this or underplaying it, you make me aware. Are you convinced that this plan will work, or do you think I've got the measure of it just right? As always, I appreciate your time. Have a good day and thank you for watching.